Hey everybody, so here's another out-of-box review. This time we're looking at the Moebius Lost in Space Pod. An expensive kit at $40. It is another skill level 3 from them, and I'm sure highly accurate and detailed. There's a lot of aftermarket parts out there for this, so in addition to the $40, you could probably spend $100 or more just building this. So a nice piece of art on the front, not too much else on the sides at all. Skill level 3 is recommended for age 15 and up. There's nothing on the back there. And I know there's a huge amount of parts in here. It's like 70 plus. Where does it say that? 105 pieces. So it's definitely a huge amount of work, and I'm sure it'll build into a really nice piece from what I've seen on the forums. So let's crack this open and take a look at what we get. Alright, so this is basically the third Moebius kit that I've ever gotten, and yet again it's another kit that is absolutely packed to the brim. There's no room for basically anything in here. We got a number of trees for pieces. Some of these look nice here, some really good detailing on that antenna dish. Decals are in with the only clear parts here, it looks like. We got about 3 bags worth of trees. Little promotional poster for amazingmodeler.com. And of course a direction book. So let's flip through this real quick. An overview of the series and how the studio scale model and set were built. Fairly simple directions. The color calls on the back are definitely more detailed than the parts list here. So for a skill level 3, I'm kind of surprised that this is it for the directions. There's definitely a lot more details in here than that, so maybe there's an actual page missing. There are no page numbers here. Photo 3, 4, 5, so I guess that's pretty much it. Looks like it's more about reading what's going on rather than actually seeing pictures, so that's a little bit different than you're used to from model kits. Usually it's far heavier on the graphics. So let me unbag these and we'll take a look at some of the parts. We definitely have a few parts here, so let's take a look at the bigger ones. This is the front piece of the ship, and there's definitely some nice detailing on there. Certainly even. There's not really any kind of flash, pits, molding errors, or anything like that that I can see anywhere. On this piece here, there's a little shine from the way the back side of it looks. That may or may not be covered by the paint easily enough. We'll find out when we get to that. But everything is pretty good. The plastic itself is a fairly good solid kind. The detail reliefs on here are definitely nice. Let's change the light angle here so maybe we can get a better, there we go, accentuate the details a little nicer. I certainly can't speak to the accuracy, but being a Moebius kit, I'm sure they did a fair amount of research on this. Maybe made some compromises where needed overall, but it's definitely got to be pretty faithful, especially for a modern kit from 2000s, 2009, 2010, maybe 2008. Yeah, 2008, no kidding. So it has been a while since this has been out. Some of these smaller pieces are definitely nice. If I wasn't going to build this, and I'm probably going to build it someday, it is definitely a treasure trove of greebly parts that you could use on other models. Some really nice engineering on a lot of these pieces. Some of these parts definitely have a delicate look to them, especially something like this. Presumably it's an antenna dish. I'm not that much of a Lost in Space fan. I've certainly seen all the episodes several times over, but I'm definitely not a fan by any definition of the term, so I don't know how it is I keep coming up with buying more of their models here. But definitely a nice piece. It's a fairly complicated one. I'm sure this builds into a nice little kit. And like I said, with all the aftermarket parts out there, I'm sure that you could do some really great justice to this. I do have a review of the Paragraphics photo etch for this one coming up, so keep an eye out for that. I don't know what's included at this point, but we'll definitely take a look at it and see how it compares to some of the pieces here. So at 100-something 5 pieces, at a $50 kit, or $40 kit, I suppose once you factor taxes and shipping in and all that kind of thing, it definitely adds up. I forgot about the clear pieces here. I'll leave these in the bag for now. Decals are fairly minimal, but there wasn't a lot to it on the ship itself, just a USA symbol. And the clear parts are fairly straightforward, no scratches on those. There's no detail required for any of them, so none is given. So I think that's pretty much it for this. It's definitely a nice little piece. If you're a fan, I'm sure if you don't already have one, you're about to get one anyway. And if you're on the bench about this, or on the fence rather, maybe this review will push you over one way or the other. Definitely a nice one. It's 1/24th scale. There's a 1/35th scale of this coming out to match the Jupiter 2 model. So I think that includes the Chariot at 1/35th, and it's going to be like $70 for the both of them, which is definitely some huge money coming from Moebius there, or going to Moebius rather. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See ya.